no matter what Vegeta does, he just always gets jobbed. What's up, guys? I'm Dave.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 85.
Before we can discuss this chapter, we have to do a quick recap on what happened.
The chapter begins with Gas beating the crap out of Vegeta, thus powering up his Ultra Ego form. Gas decides that the only way to prevent Vegeta from powering up is to kill him in one blow, and by declaring this, Goku prepares to intervene.
However, Vegeta rocks Gas with a savage punch in the stomach, declaring thank you for the prime fuel, and the fight continues. Gas continues to evolve and shows that he can use instant transmission on others, and Goku wants to intervene again, but Vegeta tells him to stay back.
He then brags about his Ultra Ego form evolving while criticizing the lack of development on Goku's part with his Ultra Instinct. Classic Kakarot, you suck! Vegeta's words provoke Goku to think about his Ultra Instinct form and what it's missing. Goku then powers down into his base form and starts to meditate and erects a barrier around him.
Gas continues to beat Vegeta into a pulp, but each time Vegeta gets back up, Vegeta suddenly dashes at Gas and begins to throw a punch. Gas is shocked and throws his hands up to block, but the blow never lands as Vegeta passes out standing up.
I guess you could say that Vegeta got gassed. Gas generates a sword and tries to stab an unconscious Vegeta, but a barrier breaks the tip of the sword, and it's revealed that Goku sent a barrier to Vegeta through a simple point of two fingers, and then Goku levitates Vegeta up to the platform and hides behind a shield.
We see a classic Goku smile as he states okay, signaling his readiness to fight. However, he doesn't enter his mastered Ultra Instinct form, instead powering up to Ultra Instinct Sign, declaring that he would best be able to utilize his power more easily as it allows him to tap into his emotions.
Seeing Goku smile this way, Gas is reminded of Bardock and is visibly rattled. The fight begins anew, this time Goku having the upper hand. Goku beats Gas at every turn and hits him with a classic Kamehameha.
Gas floats in air in disbelief, and Goku declares that he is just a little bit stronger than Gas, but doesn't have much time in this form.
Vegeta wakes up to witness this new Ultra Instinct, and Goku yells really loud at Gas. Gas looks like he's about to lose when Elec shows up beside him and berates him. He reminds Gas that the plan is to kill Frieza and the Saiyans are just a stepping stone.
A naive Goku tells Elec to stop pushing Gas, they can fight anytime, and Elec replies that there isn't a next time for Gas. Gas then erupts with power and emerges in a new monstrous form. And now for our thoughts on the chapter. David, what did you think?
So I just want to start off with saying I think it's kind of phony baloney that no matter what Vegeta does, he just always gets jobbed. You know, in the Tournament of Power, he goes, basically Super Saiyan Blue 2. What happened in that, by the way? And he beats Topo, but then he just gets jobbed. Now he has this cool Ultra Ego, looks badass. Every time he takes damage, just gets stronger. And he just passes out like a little wimp.
Yeah.
Baloney.
Yeah, and by the way, he had just learned a new power in the last arc. I know it doesn't apply here because there's no one that has power that's stolen from anybody or that's done any fusion or anything, but he just keeps getting new things that get our hopes up, and then he gets jobbed. Now, the one thing that's kind of interesting here is that he is like fully resolved to be getting jobbed. Like he knows it's going to happen, and he looks to power up Kakarot with Goku with his words. And I think the last time we saw something like that was at the very end of Z when he was, cheering on Goku against Kid Buu, and he was asking the Earth to give up their energy.
Yeah. Well, no, because he also does, that did happen, but he also does that in the Tournament of Power after he does his self-destruct and he's a lot weaker. I remember he gets beat up by Jiren, and that buys time for Goku to power up a little bit, and then as he's getting thrown off, he flicks off the last bit of his spirit so that Goku can use that, and that's what Goku uses to charge up to the Ultra Instinct white.
Right. Yes. No. You're totally right. I'm the one that is thinking it hasn't happened since a long time ago.
Well, no, but I feel like maybe this means that it's the end of Dragon Ball Super Manga because it always happens in the last arc of every show.
Apparently. The one thing with his Ultra Ego that I think it's more like the fact that he powers up is that he's relishing the battle that he's in. So it's not necessarily him taking damage as a reaction. I think if he was having just a thrilling battle, that he would be powering up. And part of having a battle against a competitive opponent is taking hits yourself.
Right.
But so I think that if he was taking hits and maybe he was fighting a weak opponent, that his power might decrease if he's not actually that interested in the battle.
Yeah.
Or just not power up as much as he could. He really needs the proper opponent to bring that out of him.
Yeah, he kind of does that against I forget the superhero's name, the one that can change like his suit in the Tournament of Power, and he's letting himself get like beat up to try and like power up to make his own Ultra Instinct, but it doesn't do anything because the guy's like really weak, and then he just gets pissed off and one shots him off the thing.
Now, I do want to say there was a little Easter egg that we saw Vegeta in the defeated Raccoon position from the Namek saga, minus the butt coming out of the combat suit.
Too bad. It would have been nice to see some Vegeta booty. Okay. Alex, what about you? We just talked about Vegeta. Do you have any thoughts on what's going on with like Goku or Gas or anyone else?
I was thinking about Gas, and particularly there's a part that of him that I really like as a character, and that he actually is a true warrior, just like Goku and just like Vegeta, and that he references sacrificing his pride, and that's the wish that made him the strongest. He didn't want to get wished to be the strongest. He wanted to train. He wanted his own power, and you see that because he keeps using his creation weapons. He keeps bringing them back, even though they're not effective.
Right.
He wants to get the kill with them. He wants to use them against Goku, even though that's not really the point of his power anymore, because he has a lot of pride.
Yeah. No, totally. I think he's a pretty cool character. I like how he gets kind of manipulated by Elec. How Elec kind of tries to present himself as like this all encompassing older brother that's like, very thoughtful. He tries to take care of the Heeters, the whole family, but really he's just not much better than Frieza, really. Just maybe hides it a little bit better because Frieza's just, very outwardly evil, like a Hitler almost, whereas Heater seems to be like the Godfather almost, like a mafia leader.
Right, and you heard it here first that Frieza is Hitler.
Space Hitler, and minus the mustache. Only Vegeta can have one of those.
And there's a few other things I wanted to mention about Gas. So the first is that it's really dangerous that he could use instant transmission on other people, because if he had time to actually explore that ability, maybe he could put someone into space. I mean, you have to have kind of an idea of what you're targeting with instant transmission. You can't just do it to literally anywhere. Like Goku talks about, I have to like find the lock onto someone's key signature or whatever so I can get there. But I mean, if you're like on a small planet and you can see space, like he was teleporting Vegeta around him, it's his new territory, but we know that it's not going to be a problem because this is on a character that's not going to live for a long time. So it's kind of just a fun concept for them to play around with.
Now everybody knows instant transmission, apparently. Vegeta, Gas, everybody. Boo does.
Yeah, apparently. And then the final thing is, I just thought it was so cool, at least for Vegeta, that he's so unrelenting that when he gets that edge on Gas and he comes charging with another punch, it's all Gas can do to throw his hands up and close his eyes.
That's true.
He was afraid. He was straight up ready to take that punch and shocked that Vegeta had passed out. So I think Vegeta was like this close to not being jobbed, maybe.
So here's my hopes. Do you want to talk about hopes and then versus what expectations?
Yeah, probably. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So first I will say my hopes, but I don't think this will happen at all because I've been hoping this since I was like 6 years old. But my hope is that this is kind of, because if you think about the path of Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power, the first time Goku does it, like he's strong at first, but Jiren is like kind of not even trying. Like that's like the first thing that gets Jiren to try, right?
Right.
Super Saiyan Blue a little bit, but even at Super Saiyan Blue, he wasn't really trying. Then finally Goku does like the Super Saiyan or Ultra Instinct sign, and that's where he starts to try. And then he actually has the same thing where they're about to clash, and then his power turns off, right? And then he has to go hide and recover a little bit. Get his power back. And then the next time he tries it, I believe is with Kefla, and then that's a little bit better. And then only later on does he get like the mastered form. So I wonder if Vegeta will have like a mastered Ultra Ego where he's able to really control it, not just like fade out, fizzle out really quickly, or maybe that's like the design, because it's really interesting to compare like how Ultra Instinct would fare versus Ultra Ego.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the nature of Ultra Ego is that it probably shouldn't be a long-lasting form, but it's certainly something you can train for, and it's something that they reference a lot, like with Golden Frieza, that, you know, sure, you've accessed this great power, but you don't know how to use it. You haven't trained your stamina with it. And that's something they are constantly showing Goku and Vegeta training stamina for forms, and that's something that maybe we'll see now, but I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been the case with Dragon Ball. Like, even go back to the Dragon Ball Z with, like, Trunks, right? Originally, Trunks tried to be the big jacked, super strong, like, semi-ascended Saiyan, Super Saiyan. But that ended up, even though it's powerful, it was really slow and didn't really do the job. And it wasn't until Goku and Gohan did their time in the time chamber where they were able to, like, master Super Saiyan and, like, use no energy almost to do that. So hopefully Vegeta can get some stuff. But Alex, what are your actual predictions? What do you think is going to happen next time?
It's so tough because they've already foreshadowed that Goku's power is going to run out. So I don't know. I feel like they're going to try to do something where he runs out of power and now he's like slightly behind gas, and I don't know how they're going to resolve that. If like Granola's involved in some way. That's
what I think's transpiring, is they're going to fizzle out Goku, they're going to fizzle out Vegeta, they're completely done. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, we have Granolah, whatever, healing up, and he's going to show up, save the day. He's going to defeat each other. I don't know what's going to happen otherwise, but I think we'll have like a full chapter, next chapter of Goku beating up Gas, and then I think he'll collapse, and then Granolah will show up.
Well, Gas is now in this angrier form, this kind of bestial form, so he might have bridged the gap between himself and Goku. We don't know yet. I actually kind of would like to see Goku stick the fight out, and like maybe he feels his power draining, but he actually stays in it long enough and digs deeper and actually just dukes it out and wins against Gas, because that would be kind of cool too.
Hasn't happened in a while where Goku just beats a guy like with no external factors. Probably, when was the last time he did that? Frieza, basically.
Exactly.
Right? I think Frieza.
And I'm actually really excited for Goku's new form because basically he was learning this new technique that the gods, the angels, had determined was like this height of martial arts, and even Roshi had his own kind of form of Ultra Instinct in his way, and it's like this perfectionist form of martial arts where your body is innately doing what it needs to do, but that's not what Saiyans do. Saiyans use their emotions, and so Goku's finding his own way to use this thing that he learned and then his own passion for martial arts. And I hope that, so for two things, one, that we get to see more martial arts in the show, like which I think Super's actually gone in a good direction with that,
especially the Tournament of Power and like the prelude where they're like meeting all the combatants that are going to join the universe. Like they have a lot of cool episodes where you know, for example, Krillin like tries to break the ground under Goku, stuff like that. I really like Goku doing flips and shooting those balls around during the Tournament of Power. So
and maybe the other thing is that maybe we never see white-haired Ultra Instinct again. Maybe it's the new Super Bulk Super Saiyan form that was like, yes, it has access to this greater power. Instead of greater power, it's greater dodging, reactions, but it's not the way to maximize his potential, and it's not the way to beat a lot of opponents. And that's kind of a cool way to learn for Goku, is to actually take a step back from something and try and make a mistake. Oh, I trained the incorrect way, and now I'm going to learn something new.
That's true too. I mean, Goku's, even though he's like dumb, he's very like resourceful, and in terms of like martial arts, he's very smart.
Yes, absolutely.
Like that's, maybe he can't do math, but he can do, left punch, right punch very well.
Well, that's going to be it from us, and we hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, let us know what you thought in the comments down below.
And if you didn't like it, you should also leave a comment, because it's good for the algorithm.
Yeah, and you can also like the video, subscribe to the channel. Any support is appreciated. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.